Okay. Very good morning, guys. Just a minute. Sorry, guys. Yeah, very good morning. Uh, so last day we have been talking about okay validation controls, right? We are talking about the validation controls in the last class, like how to use the validation controls. And I was just telling you some common attributes of the controls, right? I just shown you like yeah, some 10 different attributes listed here. And these are common for all. Problem here, man. Right, call him. Okay. So, what are the different validation controls we just have here? Yeah. The first control I will start today is required field validator. Yeah. So, 10 properties we talked in the last class. First one, means which input control has to be validated. Second one, three options here: dynamic, none, and static. Default is static, and we change it to dynamic. Next, this property is true by default, and if you make it false, client side validation is not performed directly. Server side. Next, client side also will not be executing. Server side also will not be executing. Both will not execute. Next, what error message has to be propagated. Next, this is also same as your error message. Next, set focus on error. Set focus on error. What do you meaning? What is the meaning? The focus is going to be set onto that particular control, the input control. When the validation failed now, when the validation failed, focus is automatically set into the control. Next, I did not tell you about this. This one, what is valid? Is valid is a Boolean property, and this particular property actually tells you whether the validation is successful or not on the server, not on the client. On the client, only checking. Why? If it fails, page won't be submitted on the client at all. The checking is required only on the server side. Next, that's the color, text color. We are just to set up the things now. Okay, fine. And which control we used in the last class? Required field validator. Basically, this enable client script and enable, we don't require to give why default value is true only. Otherwise, then what I should set up? Control to validate, display, error message, for color. These are common for all validation controls. They're common for all the validation controls. Okay, let's do a small thing. Now I want to say select country. Select country. Well, I want to use a drop-down list. I want to use a drop-down list for selecting the country here. Okay, let's add a drop-down list. ASP colon drop-down list. ID is equals to DDL country. Run it is equals to server. And how do we add the items? Remember, list item. Text is equals to the name of the country. Value is equals to some value like just now. Remaining to as a default values already. Okay. Now let me add a set of countries. Okay, a set of values, what I added. Fine. The other values. Now I want by default what is selected, man? And remember, not right now. So by default, I'm adding another list item also here. Select country. Select country. And for this value, I'm giving as C0. C0. Okay. So what is the default? Select country. We can select a country now. Which one? Oh, sorry. Double quote. Ember quote will come there. Okay. We'll fix it. No issue. Fine. So enter name, and here we have select country. Now I have a required field validator here. I have a required field. I want a required field validator for this also now. Understood? I want a required field validator for country also. For country also, I need a required field validator. Is it clear, all of you? So let's add it. ASP colon required field validator. ID is equals to RFV country. Run it is equals to server. Okay. Now come on. What are the properties are required to set up? Control to validate. What is the control you want to validate? DDL country. Okay, now next, what are the other properties we have set? Remember, display. We're going to set up the display now. Display dynamic. Next, error message. Please select a country, or otherwise you need to select a country. Next, set focus on error equals to true. For color, right? These are the same things were done in the last class also. Last class also we set the same 5 only, see? Understood? Last class also we set the same 5 only. There's no difference. What we done yesterday, what we done today, both are going to be same. So let me reload the page. Now click on the submit. But this is not giving error, see? A country not selected, no? This is not giving an error. This also has to give an error. Sir, why is it not giving error? Because it is considering select country also as a value. If I submit to the server, what is submitted? Select country is submitted. Wrong. A country will be submitted, not select country. Am I right? Okay. So how to fix this? How to fix this is, listen. Yesterday, 10 properties I said, and they are specific to all the validation controls. Correct? And apart from that, what I said, each validation control has its own specific properties. Each validation control has its own specific properties. Are you clearer or not? So what are the properties specific to each validation control? Okay, now listen. The first one is required field validator. Correct now? This control has a property called as initial value. Initial value. What is that initial value? Means what is the initial value for the drop down that should not be taken into consideration? C0. Don't take that into consideration. Means if it is select country, that's not going to be taken into consideration. It will take the value from C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6 only. But it won't take you C0 as count. See it, save it, refresh. Check now. Are you clear? The initial value property is specific to required field validator only, not for other controls. It is specific to the required field validator. Do you understand what is the initial value? Means what is the initial value? Tell me. So I won't take that into consideration now. I won't take that into consideration. So it is not taking that into consideration now. See guys, I'm entering a name here. And automatically, see the error message is done. And already you set the focus on error. See. The focus is back onto that. Now I'm selecting a country. Is the web page going to be submitted? Yes. Submit will submit the page to the server. We'll do one thing here. On the click of the submit, we'll write some logic now. On the click of this submit, I just wanted to display some message to the user. sorry, I want to add a label here. In the bottom, I want to add a label, break, ASP colon label, ID is equals to LBL message, run it equal to server. Okay. So basically when I click on this button, I want to display the message here. What I'm showing is hello. I think I given the name as a DDL country here. No props here. Any name you like. Not a big deal. Okay. DDL countries dot selected item. And in the first, I'll say if not is post back. TXT name dot focus. Yeah, run. Watch. Click on the button. You got the message. The field values. Click submit. The page will be submitted to server. You're out. Are you clear? The page is now submitted to server and getting the response from them. You're getting a response from them. Is it clear, all of you? Okay. Well, now I'll show you one thing. Watch. Let me go to browser settings. Let me go to browser settings. What is shown here? Cookies and site permissions. Cookies and site permissions. Scroll down. Here you will find JavaScript is allowed. Click on that. Allowed, I said you click on the toggle button. It's off. Now you see now JavaScript is blocked. JavaScript is blocked. Are you guys clearer or not? JavaScript has been blocked now. Okay, the browser settings, the JavaScript has been blocked. So even if the validations fail now, the page will be submitted off to server. The page will be submitted off to server and will do a server-side validation now. We'll do a server-side validation. See, when you click on the submit button, page is submitting to the server, all of you notice. Submitted. But see, I got the error messages. Why, sir? Server-side validation. Okay, so validation success or failure. Then why are you showing that message now? Are you wrong now? When validations fail, why are you showing that message? Because once it goes to server, it will do the server-side validations to you. And once the server-side validations are done, automatically the button click code will execute off. Today, it is showing a message to the user, not a problem, sir. But tomorrow, if I write code for saving this for database, the wrong values will go to database now. It's wrong. Correct? This only I said you, man. Here only we're required to use the property is valid. Is valid. This is a Boolean property which indicates whether the value of the input control is valid or not. Means the server-side validation will return you a value now. What value? True or false. Okay, I want to check whether both these validation controls are successfully completed the task or not. How to check if what is the first validation control name? RFV name dot is valid. Means this validation is successful. And RFV country dot is valid. Means both are valid. If both are valid, guys, if both are valid, see what I'm doing here? LBL message dot fourth color is equals to green color. I'm setting the green color. Success message. Okay, now else. Message dot for color is equals to red color. I'm setting the color as a red color. Failure message, red color. LBL message dot text is equals to validations failed on the server. Validations failed on the server. The validations got failed on the server. Okay, run again. Guys, observe. Did not execute the code now. Did not execute the code now. Now see, this is what we require to do on the server. And the client side, no need any verification. Why? That's a built-in behavior of the browser. The validation fails, stop the submission now. But problem will come only when JavaScript is disabled. When JavaScript is disabled, what will happen? It lit the server. Validations will be done there, no doubt. But when you are proceeding, you are required to check the condition first. The condition verification should be done. If the condition verification is not done properly, wrong values will go and sit in the database. Are you guys clearer or not? Understood? Let me correctly enter the values now. Check submit. Error messages are vanished and you got your output. Is that clear, all of you? Yes or not? So understood client side and server side now? So server side, you don't require to write logic. Server side only check the condition, that's all. I did not write any logic to verify it is valid or invalid now. I've written only a condition check. Sir, today 2 validation controls are there. So you written it. But tomorrow if you have 10 validation controls, do I need to check all the 10? Yes or not? Imagine tomorrow you have a very big screen and so many validation controls on it. So you're required to write a lot of coding. You're required to write a lot of coding now. Are you getting me or not? Can I minimize this, sir? Yes, you can. How? Listen. Basically, imagine you have 10 validation controls here. So when the page is submitted to the server verifies one by one control. First validation, success or failure. Success is valid is true. Second control, success or failure. Success is valid true. Like this, for every control, it will be keeping the is valid property true or false based on the success and failure now. Are you getting me? 10 controls are there. All 10 are success is one scenario. Second scenario, all are failure. Third scenario, some are success, some are failure. 3 possibilities now. What are 3 possibilities? First possibility, all success. Second possibility, all failure. Third possibility, some success, some failure. Any of these things can happen. Okay now. So developer, without checking every condition now, it gives you a provision. What is it, you know? Page, our page is our parent class. Page is our parent class. Our parent class page also has the property called is valid. I repeat, our parent class page also has a is valid array. From where are you using is postback? From page class only. Is postback belongs to page class only. Same way under the same page, we have is valid also. So what happens, you know? First, every validation control is validated and will be set with the is valid property with true or false value. What are the 3 possibilities? All true, all false, some true, some false. Correct now? Okay. All true. Then page is valid property will be set as true now. If the page is valid property is true, what is the meaning, you know? All validation controls is valid is true now. Are you clear? Now, any one false, the page is valid is also false. So no need to check all these things now. If you check the page is valid, that is enough now. Understood or not? What I said here, if page is valid is true. What is the meaning? All are true. If the page is valid is false, maybe both all are false or some are false. Any one false also page is valid will be false. So no need to write like this. Simply what you can write, you know? Enough. Enough. Array, here you return my is post back. Same way. See, is post back belongs to which class? See? Return type. The page validation succeeded or not, it will get you a Boolean value now. So now see, it works in the same. One fail also will be false only. No need both. One fail also false only. See. No, both are false. One is false. Array, now also is false only. See. Both are true. Is valid true. Are you getting me? Yes or not? Okay. But it's not just to show you how it works on the server, but let's not disable the JavaScript. Enable the JavaScript so everything is controlled on the client side only. In any case, client disable JavaScript also, no worries for me because I'm controlling this on the server side again. I did not write up great logic there here. A simple if condition, that's all. Yes or not? A simple if condition. And how do you know JavaScript is disabled or enabled? You know, in the address bar, concentrate on the address bar. You will find a red symbol there. This indicates JavaScript is disabled. Understood all of you? Let me enable it, guys. Settings. Cookies and site permissions. Sorry. I said cookies, not cookies. JavaScript is blocked. See, click on it. Switch on the button. This is called as a toggle button. We call this as a toggle button. Okay. We switch on, switch off. So go back. Allowed. JavaScript is allowed again. So all your validations will be client side only now. Check now, page is not submitting. They're doing a client side validation. So this message, old message, I did not reference the things and done, that's all. Okay, but page is not submitting now. Is everyone clear? Okay, that's what. So first I explained all the 10 attributes here. Then I explained this one. What is it? If you want to make the validation controls to work, you're required to use unobtrusive JavaScript mode enabled. Sorry, set as none. And 3 places you can do it. One is in the global.ash file in a method called as application start. Second option, you can do it in your page load. But drawback in page load is tomorrow if you have 10 pages, you're required to write this statement 10 times. One option is web.config. You're required to write in the web.config also. Is it clear? Okay. And you can observe it. All the 3 options how to do it, I said you. And first control. The first control I started is required field validator. This validation control is used to check whether the input control is left empty or not. That is, it should either be entered with a value or selected with a value. Right? If it's a drop down, select man. With a text box, enter. Not only entering, selection also. This control has a property which is specific to itself. What is that? We used that today, remember? What is the initial value? Specify a value which the validation control should not take into consideration while validating the input control. While validating, it should not take that value into consideration. And we call that as a initial value. That's the initial value what we are just going to have. Is that clear, all of you? Okay. And this is the first example, guys. Named Xbox. What I used? ID. Run it. Next one is drop down. For that also said the same thing. One extra, that's all. ID. Run it. Control to validate. 4 color. Error message. Initial value. Display. Array, 1 extra man. initial value. I said NS, means no selection. In the classroom, I given the value as C0. You have given the value as NS, whatever it is, use that value there. That's all. Understood, all of you? Okay. And afterwards, initially, what did I write? And I showed you the problem. What is the problem? Validations are performed on the server side, but this time this message is coming off. It should be stopped. And to do that, are you clear? What is the problem is? Multiple times we need to check. For multiple controls, we need to check. To simplify, is your old code? No. It is valid. That will do the job. Is it clear? Now, listen, one more small thing. Right now, all these validation controls are doing their validations after the click of the button. Yes or not? But guys, by default, I'm in the name text box. By default, I'm in the name text box. I'm in the name text box. Listen. When I use my tab key, I came to control text, country text box. Why the message is not coming? Did you understand me or not? By default, I am present in the name text box. I am using my tab key and coming to the country text box. Why the message is not coming now? The message should come now, huh? But the message is not coming. Are you clear? That's what. By default, all the validations will start working after I click on this submit. But I want the validations to work in the lost focus event. Did you understand me? Lost focus event. Lost focus means? Focus, lost focus, opposite going, the focus going out now. Understood or not? This is called as on blur. What is it called? On blur in JavaScript. In JavaScript, what is it called? On blur. Guys, when you learn JavaScript, your teacher has taught you how to bind a JavaScript function to a event of your controller. Suppose you have written a function called as a test in JavaScript. This is a JavaScript function. How do you bind it to a button? Input type is equals to button. ID is equals to btn click. btn click. Okay. Value is equals to click me. And here to bind it, what you write? On click is equals to. This is how you write. Understood or not? This is how you write. So how the binding is done? On click. What is the meaning of it? When we click, same way we have an event called on blur in JavaScript. What is on blur? Focus coming out now. Focus coming out. That event will fire. That event will fire. So now on blur, see, on blur is equals to, not for a button now. Now I want to do this for a text box. I want to do this for a text box. Remember, see, this is the text box you created. And I already explained you, remember, this will render to HTML. Can you tell me the rendered HTML code? Can you tell me the rendered HTML code? Input type is equals to text. ID is equals to txt name. Name is equals to txt name. Name is equals to txt. We'll write both attributes. ID is equals to name is equals to. Okay, this is how it generates. But I want to add event handler now. What? On blur, not click. On blur is equals to. I want to add event handler. Are you clear? One day I explained you how to dynamically add an attribute to an element for color changing for a div tag. I shown you na. Attributes.add, and that day we said style and a value. Now, what is key? Value should be the function name. Value should be the function name. Observe it, all of you. Observe this, all of you. Go to the load event. Concentrate on this. txt name dot attributes dot add. What is the attribute? What is the value? The value should be the JavaScript function name. What should be the value? JavaScript function name. The JavaScript function name is validator validate. What is the function name? Array, how do you know, sir? Microsoft said that. That is, see, I am not writing this code. JavaScript code is generated by the validation control now. So Microsoft in the documentation listed you. What is that? The name of the function that executes is validator validate, and it takes a parameter. What is the parameter? The name of the validation control. The name of the validation control. What is the name of the validation control? RFV name. Clearer or not? Now this will generate you the required code on blur is equals to the function name will come here now. Are you getting me? On blur is equals to the function name is going to come at this place now. Understood or not? Okay, so that's what happens. Same way, I am writing the same line of code for my DDL countries also. What is the name of the validation control? RFV country. Country or countries. I think validation control name is country only. Control name I changed it to this, not validation control. Validation control is RFV country. Okay. So observe. What did I do? So earlier our events are firing when we click on the button now. Correct? By default, where is the focus? Which text box? TXT name. I'm coming to the country. Earlier we used the tab key and came to country, right? Okay guys, watch. Event is firing, see. Where is the focus? Without filling the value, you cannot go out now. Without filling the value, we cannot go. Nothing here. Actually, the code activates after I click on the submit button. But I activated the code in the on the event of the text box only now. Earlier, the code is activating when I click on the submit. But now I activated this code under on blur event. When I use my tab key, it is working. See, they entered the name. Now you can see, I'll come out of it. Event find. Event find now, see. Now I'm selecting the country. Yes. Click on the submit. Got it, all of you? Here, I explained you that also. By default, these are executing on the click of the button. And if you want to execute and the focus is leaving, what do you do? Go to the page load event and write the code. Did you understand the code? Array. Better. Run here. Go to users and watch. That's only I said it will generate you this code now. It will generate you. See that what I typed and shown you here, what we come? Validator validate is the name of the function. And that is listed by Microsoft in its documentation. And here pass the validation control name, RFV name. That's it. That will be generated, see. First one, second one. Okay, now? No, sir, I don't want to do this. I want in the click of the button, ignore it here. Don't need to do anything. But if you say, I want the activation to be done in the last focus of the control, write this line of subcode. Otherwise, you don't require to do anything at all. Okay? Are you clear how to use a validation control, all of you? Understood the first validation control? What is the first one? Required field validator. Only one extra property we have here. What is the extra property? Initial value. Otherwise, The same 10 properties only for all. One additional property, that is initial value. That is specific to required field validator only. You will not find in the remaining controls. Second control is range validator. Second control is range validator. Are you guys clear? Okay, range validator. And look at this, guys. The range validator control has some specific properties. You remember the range validator? Range validator will verify whether the given value is within a range or not. I said an example for you. Age, minimum age, maximum age. Same way, you want to just go for a journey, traveling, plan something, starting date, ending dates. Like, that's what you can just choose now. Understood me? Okay. Now, see, for range validator, there are 3 properties specific to them. What are the 3 properties? See? You can understand this now. What is the starting value now? Next. What is the ending value? What is the? And third one, what type of value is it? And what it supports? These are the values what it supports to you. Okay, default is strict. Okay. We'll do one thing, guys. We'll understand this by creating a page. We'll understand this by creating a page. This is what I want to create. This is the page I wanted to create. A journey planner. What is it asking for? Open notes. Open the mouth. Name. Age. Date. Asking for the date now. I use the calendar. Last class I explained the calendar. Wait, I'll show you where to use. I said you, come on, you can see now. I'm using a calendar to pick a date. I'm using a calendar to pick a date. Now see, name is a mandatory field now. See there, I'm using a required field validator on that. Age. Age is also a mandatory field. And also, I want a range for the age. This age actually, minimum 18 years and maximum 16 years should be the range. Minimum 18, maximum 60 or 65, whatever it is. I want to set up a range now. Okay now? Date of journey. Date of journey. Actually, this is also a required field. This is also a required field. And I'm using a range validator also here. What is the range validator? The range validator is to set the range limit now. A booking can be done only with a 90 days range. IRCTC, 120 days. Yes or not? You cannot book a ticket above 120 days now. You want to set the limit of 90 days now. 90 days limit. Okay. And remember a point here. Yesterday, I said you one thing. Remember, one validation control can validate only one input control. Yes or not? But one input control can be validated by multiple validation controls. Did you understand or not? I repeat again. What is it? One validation control can validate one input control. It's a one-to-one relationship. Come in the reverse order. One input control can be validated by multiple validation control. One-to-many relationship. Got it or not? See now. If second and the third text boxes are being validated by 2 validation controls. What are the 2? Required field validator, range validator. So did you understand the design of the page? How many rows are there? How many? 5 rows. How many columns are there? 1, 2, 3 have 3 columns. 1, 2, 3 have 3 columns. 4th row, 1 and 2 are merged. 1 and 2 are merged. See, 3rd column is left there now. 1 and 2 are merged. Last row, all 3 merged. Are you clear? You know the designing. I'm not going to tell about the designing, guys. I said you need to do the practice on the appropriate. Look at the design and try to design it like this. Are you clear? Okay. So I suggest you to do it manually on your own. Clearer? But still, I given the ASPX code in the bottom. I'm just using that particular code. So what is my suggestion for you guys is you don't copy paste. Okay, you try to do on your own first. Here, compare it with my code. You don't and compare it with my code. I given the code only to compare it, not copy paste. Let me create a new form. We'll name it as validations2.aspx. Validations2.aspx. Run and see. You did not set up the properties now, required field validator and all. You did not set the property. Which property? Because in the design, I did not write any code for setting up the properties. Only what I done is a drag and drop of the controls here. That's all. Understood or not? I only drag and drop those controls. I did not set up the properties. So, we need to set up the properties now. Last class, how did I do? I taken you to the source view and typed and shown you. I'll show you the simple way to do this. Watch it. First, tell me. Yeah, you can see the design of this page here. Yeah, I can see the design of the page. Are you clear? Come on, answer my question. How many validation controls are there? 5. What properties are common for all? What I asked you, what are you answering? What properties are common for all? Control to validate value is different now. Property is same, but value is different now. Tell me what properties are commonly set. Means value also should be same. Array 4 color. The display. Set focus on error. Error message is different now. Why you are telling error message? Error message is same for all. So I asked you what is common. Display is common. All 3 are dynamic only. 4 color is common. Set focus on error is common. Clear now? Simply select all the controls here. Go to properties and set up this in the property window. No need to write the code manually. See, first day to make you understand, I manually typed it, man. This is how we do in the real time. Okay. Second one. Third one. Clear or not? Okay, first. Now see, all common things came now. Now what you will do? Set properties specific to each control now. Set properties specific to each control. Shall we? Required field validator properties. Come on, guys. First, ID. RFV name. Control to validate. Out txt name. Third, error message. Name field cannot be left empty. Then, second, let us complete all the required field validators. Okay, now? Come on, second required field validator. RFV age. Control to validate. txt age. Error message. Age field cannot be left empty. Age field cannot be left empty. Third required field validator. RFV date. Control to validate. txt date. Error message. Date field cannot be left empty. Array. Easy now. No need to write the source now. We can do up in the property window. Are you clear till now? Come on, range validator, the first range validator. Okay. RV age, range validator. Simply I'm giving RV. Control to validate. Which control? Age text box. Error message. Age should be between 18 to 60 years. Or otherwise, travel age. Travel age should be between 18 to 60. Are you clear? Now, come on, let us set the properties specific to this control. 3 properties I explained you. What is the first one? Minimum value. Check. Minimum value. What is minimum value? 18. Maximum value 60. Third one, type. What is the type? Integer. Done. Clear? What next? The next range validator. Okay, come on. RV date. RV date. Control to validate. TXT date. TXT date. Okay. Date of booking should be within 90 days. Data booking should be within 90 days now. Okay, next. Data type. Come on, date. Now, minimum value. What is minimum value? Current date. Maximum value? What is current date? Tell me today's date here. Second? Why are you telling second May? It is May 2nd. Follow your computer standards here, not your standards. Computer will accept the date only in MMDDYY. MMDDYYYY format. So what is it? May 2nd. I will write today May 2nd. Tomorrow will you come and change it as May 3rd again? Tell me. But in actually what should come there is today. What should come there? Current date. But in a property window, we cannot write any dynamic code. In property window, we cannot write any dynamic code. Means I cannot call any methods or functions there, or I cannot write any dynamic code. In property window, everything is static value. See, earlier 18 is a static value now. But here I can give a date, but I cannot do a dynamic date now. Are you getting me? So what to do? Go to code view. Go to code view. If not is post back, txt name dot focus. You know this now? Nothing to speak about it. Now see, txt, not txt. RV date dot minimum value is equals to date time dot now dot to short date string. What is date now? Come on, RV date dot maximum value is equals to date time dot now dot. Oh, there also too long time or too short time. Huh? What date? Yeah. Use your brain now. Why are you telling too long time? Too long time in 90 days. Huh? Oh, you're telling too long time now? It should be dot plus 90 days for tomorrow now. And that date has to be picked up. And this setting cannot be done in the property window. Why? That's what I'm telling. In a property window, you can enter only static text, but you cannot give any dynamic now. This is static or dynamic. Dynamically, you can't do settings in the property window. So that's why I came to where? I came to the code view and implemented the logic for that. Is it clear, all of you? Well, just a minute. Now, you have the, by default, this calendar control visible is for this man. Last class only explained you now. If you want to make it visible, you are required to write the logic for the button click now. What is the code? if CLD date dot visible, visible is equals to else, visible is equals to true. Next, when a date is selected, the date should come in the text box now. And for that, I said you write the code under selection changed. TXT date dot text is equals to CLD date dot selected date dot to short date string. And afterwards, CLD date dot visible is equals to, this all code I already explained you in the last session. Now click on confirm booking. When you click on confirm booking, what to do? If all the validations are success, LBL message dot for color is equals to green color. LBL message dot text is equals to your booking is confirmed. Else. Red color. Booking failed. Okay. Recheck the data entered. Recheck the data what you entered. Booking failed now. Is that clear? Okay, run. Simple journey planner. Okay. Tell me when the validations activate. When we click on a button. Yes or not? Because I did not set up that on blur now. I did not do that setting now. So when the validations are activated, when we click on the button. Remember that now? Okay, now the problem is we have an image button on the screen, right? The image button click should launch the calendar. Correct or not? The image button click should launch the calendar. Correct? When you click on the image button, immediately validations will be activated. Am I right? If that is the case, the page won't be submitted to server and the calendar won't open. See there, calendar is not open. Why, sir? Hey, just what does what? Yeah, use your sense. Button click will activate the validations now. So when I click on this button, validations are activated and not allowing the page to submit to the server. It's a big challenge for us now. How to fix this now? On the click of the button, this has to work. Which button? Submit button, confirm booking button or launch calendar button? Launch calendar button should work. Means for launch calendar, validation should not activate. Am I clear? For launch calendar, validation should not activate. Correct? This is the place where we use yesterday I did not say you about this property. I said I need to show this practically. Wait. I need to set the property. What is it? Validation group. All of you observe this one. Go to the properties of the image button. You'll find the property called as validation group. Can you see that? Give a name for this. Something like a date group. Any name you like here. What is this, sir? What is this? I'll tell you clearly. Wait. There is an insurance company and the insurance company has a login page. The login page has two logins. One is customer login, one is agent login. What did they do? They divided the page into two parts. In left-hand side, they designed the customer login. In the right-hand side, they designed the agent login. You're a customer. Fill the customer details and click on the login now. Are you clear? You're an agent. Click on the agent details and click on login now. Following me? Now, both these two logins have validations here. Both these two have validations. Validations are present for customer login also. Validations are present for agent login also. Now you're a customer. You enter the customer details and click on the login button. Now agent login will block you, not the page to be submitted to server now. That's it now. Validations on the page will come into activeness now. Now agent login validations are not allowing to login. Means to login as a customer should fill agent data. Nah? Tomorrow agent also will face the same problem now. Yes or not? To avoid this, they introduce the concept called as grouping. What is it? We can group the controls under customer login into one group. We can group all the agent controls into one group. This is one group, that is one group. So one group will not object the other group now. One group will not object the other group. If you are clicking on a customer login, customer validations only will be activated. Agent login validations won't be activated now. Same way, if you click on the customer login, the customer validations only will be activated. The agent validations will not be activated. And to do that, what I should do? I need to group the controls. I need to group the controls. Are you clear or not? If you don't group, by default, all come to one group only. Are you clear? See, what did I do? What did I do? I made this button as a separate group now. So remaining all comes to one group now. Understood or not? I made this button as a separate group. How did I make? Remaining all are one group now. Yes or not? Means all the remaining validations will be grouped as one now. And this is separate. Means when I click on this, the other group validations won't be active. But when you click on this, everything will be active because everything is coming under the now. Are you clear or not? That is how the provision is given for us. Okay. Now see, guys. If I click on the confirm booking, all validations will be activated. But when I click on the date button, validations won't be activated. Check. Validations will not activated. See there. Yes or not? Okay, I'm selecting a date. Are you clearer? Am I clear, all of you? That is what we are just able to perform in this case now. That is what validation group is. Clear, all of you? Okay, just a minute. I'm selecting some date. I'll click on confirm booking. See that validations failed. First one. Second one. Third validation failed here. What is that? You selected ticket for yesterday. I'm sorry. Day before yesterday. How is it possible? Completed date will send me. So that's wrong now. Yes or not? If I don't fill two separate validations, notice it. Okay, here I'm entering the name. Here I'm entering the name. Here, age field. You have the age field. If I don't see that validation, but age field is asking now. Suppose if I enter age like 80 here, if I enter age like 80, now this message will change now. I'm entering the age as 40. Valid. Okay, that's valid now. We are within the range. Date of journey. Already we saw. What is that? We cannot select a date before or after 90 days. Okay, what is today's date? May 2nd. We'll go to June, July, May, June, July. Complete May, July also. Means you should not be able to select August date now. I'm selecting August 1st. Are you clear? So that's what I want to select something like a July 10th. Valid. That's valid. Submit. Your booking is confirmed. Are you clear? Now see, I did not manually type all the code. I used the property window and set the properties to you. And guys, just to notice it, I have given you up the clear information like how to do that. Okay, first, design the form. Design the form. Just use drag and drops, design the form, and give the names to the controls. I set the names also mentioned you there. Use those names to the controls. Okay. Now, what you will do? Read it. In design view, select all 5 validation control at a time. Pick up 4 and set these 3 properties in property window. What are the 3? Display, 4 color. These 3 are common. Values are also common now. Second, properties of each validation control and set the below properties. For every control, individually required is set. What? Required field validator 1. ID. Control to validate. Error message. ID. Control to validate. Error message. 3. All 3 same again. Range validator. ID. Control to validate. Minimum value. Maximum value. Error message. Type. The type is integer. And for this one, ID, control to validate, type, error message. Why? I said to you here, guys, you cannot set the minimum and maximum value here because the code is dynamic. A static code you can do that, but dynamic. So that's why, again, in the page load event, I set up the 2. Notice it, in the page load event, I set up the 2 things now. And this is the code for calendar launching, and this is the code for calendar selection, and this is a code for the confirm button click. Your booking is confirmed, validation is failed, please reach your data. Is it clearer? And here I explained you. Read this paragraph, all of you, just a minute. Read it. Set with some value, guys. What is it? Date group. Any name here. Write your name there, no problem. Okay. What it will validate? It will validate only controls coming under that group. And right now, we don't have anything in the group now. Are you clear? Okay, so that's the point here. Okay, and here also, just like last class, this calendar without going to server and coming back, let us use Ajax. Let us use Ajax on it. So come here, on the top of the table, what we use? Script manager. Where is it? Ajax script manager. Now, I want this only for these controls only, not for other controls, only for these controls. So come here. Update panel. Content template. Copy this code, all these controls. Okay. Put it under this. What happened? Okay. So now we are just used the Ajax also there. We just use the Ajax. So on the click of the button, it will not contact the server. It is not going to the server now. Okay. Fine, guys. In your notes, I given you code with Ajax only. In the notes, I given with Ajax, but still I said you don't use this code. Don't use this code. I said your final code should be like this. Compare it. Okay. Your final code should match with the code I given in the notes. Just to finally do a comparison of the things. That's all. Well, you're done with it too now. What to? Required field validator is done. Range validator is also done. Third one. CompareValidator. What is the third one? CompareValidator. What is CompareValidator? compares the value with another thing now. Actually, the compare validator will do three types of comparisons. The compare validator will do three types of comparisons. What are the three types of comparison? First one, it will compare the value of an input control with the value of another input control. Example, confirm password with password. Confirm password with password. Second, you can compare the value with a fixed value. You can compare the value with a fixed value, not with another control, not with another control, with some fixed value. I can compare it now. Means this value should be particularly given, some fixed value should be given there. Third, data type checking. Third one is data type checking. So compare validator will do three types of validations. Read it, guys. First one, compares the value of an input control with another input control. Second one, third one, data check. All three can be done by using the compare validator. The compare validator can do all these three things now. Clear? And now there are some properties specific to compare validator now. What are those? See? Not control to validate, all of you. Control to validate is common. Now new property. Array, you're doing a password checking here. What is the control to validate? TXT confirm password. Array, control to validate is TXT confirm password. Control to compare TXT password. Confirm password should be compared with password. Understood or not? Control being validated. Control being validated. Confirm password. Nah, which control you validate here? Password with confirm password or confirm password with the password? Miss, your control to validate is confirm password now. Control to compare password. Clear? Next. Array, this is for the first. This is for the second. See the second? With a given fixed value, and here you are required to give the value now. Value to compare. Okay, third one. What type of comparison you want me to do? Less than comparison, equal to comparison, greater than comparison, less than or equal to comparison. What should I do? Operator. Okay, and see the operators. And that is also in comparison. Data type check. Data type check. Last one. Array type we saw already in the previous example also. So what is new now? Operator. Okay, now let's do this, guys. A registration form. Come on, check it out. How many rows I have? I see only 6 values or 7, man. 6 only, nah? There will be 6 rows now. First one name. What validation? Second password. Third one confirm password. Both are there, guys. Required field validator is there. Compare validator is also there. Are you clear? Okay. So you have a doubt here. Sir, compare validator is there. Now, do I need required field validator again? Yes, you need. The reason is compare validator will validate the data only if you enter the data. You don't enter the data, you don't do any validation. Are you getting me or not? But comparison should be done. If you enter the value, I'll compare here. Without entering the value, what should I compare now? Understood? That is why I need to add a required field validator. Where required field validator is a compulsory, you will enter value now. Am I right? That is why you also require a required field validator. Okay. Next, this is date. And for this, I'm using two compare validators. No required field validator, two compare validators. What is it? First one is the value entered should be a valid date. Data type checking. Data type checking. What is the data checking? You need to enter the date in DD, YYYY format. If you try entering DD, YY, it should not accept now. Data check. Or you entered hello world there. Not accepted. Data check. Second one, the other one, what I want to do is, I want to compare this date with a fixed value. All three here. First one, compare with another control. Second one, data type check. Third one, compare with another value. Compare with another value. So three I used, I want to do all the three. Okay. How to do it? Let me add a form. We'll name it as validations 3. Validations 3. This is all my code. You can see the design already. Okay. Now go to this button. Otherwise, that button will not work now. Okay, now come on. Now, first step. Set the common properties for all the 6. What should I do? Select all 6 at a time. Display dynamic 4 color red. Set focus on our common. Okay, next. First required field validator. RFV name. TXT name. And I'll be left empty. Okay, second. TXT password. Oh, sorry. RFV password. TXT password. Okay, now next. RFVC password. Confirm password. C password. Left empty. Is it clear, all of you? Okay. Next. What next? Yeah, we're done with RequiredFieldValidator. Next, CompareValidator. Come on. CD confirm password. Control to validate. Confirm password. Now see. Did you understand now? Validating control is confirm password. Comparison control is password. Error message. Confirm password should match with password. Confirm password should match with password. Guys, listen. What comparison? Default is equal only. What is the type? String only. No problem. No need to set them now. Okay. Second, compare validator. Two. I want to do a data type check for the text box now. Okay. So I'm naming it as CV date check. Okay. CV date check something. Or always write as a data type check. Okay. Next, control to validate. Sorry. Text date. Text date. Error message. That should be in mm DD YYYY format. Guys, all of you carefully observe that mm DD YYYY. The capital M indicates month. Lowercase m indicates minutes. That's true. It should be uppercase. Date YYYY. Yeah, that is the format. Okay. Below, what operator you want to use? What is it? Not less than, greater than. Data type check. It is a data type check. Type. Type is date now. Operator is data type check. Are you clearer? Yes or not? Okay. Last one. What do you want to do? Guys, the person who is registering should attain 18 years of age to do the registration. Are you clearer or not? The person who is registering should attain 18 years of age to register. Okay, now tell me, what is the last acceptable date now? Current date minus 18 years, yeah. How much? 2006. May 2nd, 2006. You cannot enter a value greater than that now. Are you clear? You cannot enter the date greater than that. But today, tomorrow, May 3rd. Day after tomorrow, May 4th. Clear? How to do, I'll tell you. Watch. CV date. Control to validator. Text date. Error message. You need 18 years age to register. You need 18 years age to register. Okay. Now, just say type date. Type is date. Okay. Now, here, what I'm going to do is I require to give the value to compare now. Now, control to compare. What should I give? Value to compare. What value here? I need to enter the date now. Okay. Just for example, is wrong, but actually what it should be 05 02 2006. But I said, this is static value. We'll make it dynamic. And now tell me, the entered date should be less than or equal to this date. Correct or not? Tell me. So what is the operator? Make you understand it. I did that. So less than or equal to that date. But this is wrong. Tomorrow problem will come now. And what I said, array, don't write here. Write in the code view, I said. Write it in the code. So what do you do? Go to code view. If not is supposed to txt name dot focus. Name dot Focus. Now see, what is the validation control name? CD date dot value to compare is equals to date time dot now dot add years now minus 18 dot to short date string. Did you understand me? Earlier I said you add the dates 90 means I'm going forward. Now I'm saying add years minus 18. I'm going backward now. I'm just going back now. Okay. So what it will take? It will take today, it will take you 5 to 2006. You try to enter 5/3/2006. It's an error. Are you clear? Okay. Come on. Let us complete the rest also. What? If CLD date dot visible is equals to false, else true. Next, txt date dot text is equals to CLD date dot selected date dot to selected date dot to short date string, and afterwards what you'll do, CLD date dot visible is equals to false. And you know this now? If success, you'll show a message, and if failure, you'll show a different message. I'm copy pasting that code. Registration access. Otherwise, validation fail, please recheck your data. Run. All validations inactive. I'm giving Raju. I'm giving a Raju at the rate 1024. I'm giving Raju at the rate 1025. Password should match 4. Okay, now it's a date now. Okay, we'll enter the date. We can use the calendar, but let's manually enter first. I want to enter the date as, I wanted to enter the date as 24, something like 10, 1984. What is the error? Data type check error. It is a data type check error. Check it out. It's not telling you, about the first it is telling you, MMDD 5-year format, enter the date first. Are you clear? Let me change 10/24. Is it valid? Yes, it is. Yes, it is valid now. Yes or not? Right? 18 years now. You are above 18 years only now. Okay. So that's what. So guys, what is not possible? I'm entering 05 02 2006 is a valid date or not? Valid only now. Why no? Valid only. It's a valid date. Why? Today you have to write for this now. You need 18 years age to register. Is that clear? You need 18 years of age to register. Not accepting now. So 2 checks are done. Data type checking also done there. You notice that? As well as minimum age for registration. That also. Again, same story, guys. Just design it, and here I given you the property settings for all. For each control, what properties to be set, I given you in detail. Clearer or not? It's all about setting the properties correctly. That's all. It's all about setting up the properties, correct properties to be set. Which operator, which data type. You make mistakes there, error comes. That's it. Clearer? Okay, just to do the settings. So 3 controls I shown you today. What are the 3? Required field validator, range validator, compare validator. And the compare validator, 3 checks we have done. Comparing one control value with another control, comparing one control value with a fixed value, performing a data type check with a value entered. All these 3. Okay, let's stop here. We'll meet tomorrow.